Hi everyone, welcome to Shell Sugar Rush. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm sharing with you these adorable Mini Brands Rice Krispie treats. This is the third and final video in our little Mini Brands series. If you saw my previous videos, you know I did a Mini Brands ball birthday cake for my granddaughter's birthday, along with some Mini Brands brownie pops that I shared as well. So if you enjoy things like this, stick around and watch me do some dipping and decorating. Okay, so for our marshmallows or Rice Krispie treats, we're going to start with a large saucepan and 3 tablespoons of butter. And I do have salted butter here. And we're going to turn that on and just going to do this over I'm going to do it on a medium heat right now to just melt the butter, and then I will turn it down to a lower heat once I add my marshmallows. Okay, we're almost there. So now we're going to add in 10 ounces of mini marshmallows. These are kind of a little stuck together, but that's okay because we're going to melt them down. I'm going to kind of toss these around just to make sure we get butter on all of them. So we want them nice and butter coated. And like I said, we're just doing this on a low heat now, and we're just going to stir them up until our marshmallows melt and everything becomes nice and creamy. And as this is getting close to being almost done, I am also going to add just a tad bit of vanilla and just a tiny bit, just like maybe a quarter of a teaspoon there, just to give it a nice vanilla flavor. Turn the heat off. And now I'm going to add 6 cups of Rice Krispies, okay? And you can just go ahead and add all those in, that's fine. And then we're going to toss them around and just get them all blended together. And you want to try to get them all coated and nice with the marshmallow. Okay. And now I'm going to take this over to a pan that I have all ready to go and show you how to lay it out in the pan to give them time to set. Okay guys, so I have a 9x13 baking pan and I have it lined with a piece of parchment paper. This is just going to be easy to take it out and keep everything from sticking, but I also have the edges still there, just because that'll give us something to grab onto to help pull it out as well. So what I'm going to do here is just drop all my Rice Krispies treats into the pan. Okay, I think that's pretty much going to be all we can get out of there. Now, I'm going to mash it down a little bit with my spatula, and then I'm going to come back in with a piece of parchment paper and try to flatten it real nicely, because when we get ready to cut our squares, we want some nice even pieces. Okay, so I have a couple little clips here. These are just, you know, little office clips, and I'm going to just clip the paper back so it won't be standing up and in the way. And I'm going to pop this into the refrigerator for about an hour or so, just to let it firm up real nicely before we start to cut our squares out. And I do need about 20 pieces, so I am going to go ahead and make another pan as well. Okay, so our Rice Krispie treats are chilled and feel pretty good. I'm going to take the little clips off of the pan and here how we move. Sometimes you need to put a little something in the edges just to, you know, just to help, just make sure it releases from the edges easily. I did spray the pan a little bit when I started, so that helps as well. So I'm just gonna run my knife along the edge, and of course the parchment paper makes it easy to lift the Krispies out. So there we go. We have a beautiful sheet of Rice Krispie treats. Beautiful squares, rectangles. Okay, so now we're gonna get some white chocolate melted and ready to go, and then we'll start dipping these. And here I'm just using a little, just a little straw for lollipop straw, and I'm kind of starting the hole, and then I'm gonna take my rose gold straw, and I'm going to dip it in, and then just put it down in there. Just a little ways till I feel like it's good and secure. And I'm gonna try to make sure that's as straight as possible. Okay, you see I kind of like to line them up and make sure the sticks are all even, and then I'm gonna give them a few minutes to set, and I'm gonna warm up some more chocolate so we can dip the whole thing. Okay, so we're ready to start our dipping, and I'm gonna move these a little closer to me so we'll have some room to sit them after they're dipped. And I think our sticks are pretty set in there. I have melted some, just some vanilla candy coating that I'm using for this, and I've got it here in a container. I've also added, it's one full pack of the bar, the big bar, and I've added just like 2 tablespoons of the solid coconut oil and melted that in with it. It just makes it a little more fluid, and it also gives it a bit of a softer bite as well. So I'm just gonna take my stick. You can see here that's pretty secure now. I like to put it in a fairly deep container because I want to dip this down as far as I can. So I'm gonna kind of just squeeze it a little bit, dip that down in there. And I'm not really worried about getting it all the way up. I just want to cover the Rice Krispie treat really well. But you know, if the top is open, that's okay. That just lets people know exactly what they're getting. Okay, so our Rice Krispie treats are dipped. We're gonna give them a few minutes to set, and then we'll start putting on some decor. Okay, so we're gonna make a little bit of decor for our Rice Krispie treats while we're letting them set. And I've just got a little bit of white fondant here, and this is what I'm gonna use to make some flowers. So I'm just gonna tear off a little, I don't know, maybe, I don't know how much that would be, but just a small ball of it. Just enough to stick in here, and this is probably, actually that's gonna be too much, more than I need. So an even smaller amount. We're gonna put it in there, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna use these 4 smaller flowers you see on this mold because I just want the small ones. Okay guys, so our flowers are done, our 20 of them, and I am going to add a little edible shimmer dust in rose gold, and I will also put the link to this below the video as well. Okay, so we've got our fondant roses ready in rose gold, and I have just a little bottle of Cake Mate white sanding sugar here. And what I did is just put a little scoop of the rose gold powder in the bottle and just shook it up real good and give it that rose gold look so it'll match our flowers. Okay, so we're gonna clean up these Rice Krispie treats just a little bit on the edges and then decorate them. So let me get my knife. Okay, start back here, and I'm just going to take off the edges just to give it that nice, sharp, clean line around the bottom. So we're going to get something to catch our sprinkles, and then we'll get started on our drizzle. Okay, so our drizzle is done with our little gold dust. And to add our roses, we're going to bring those back in. And then I'm just going to put a dab of chocolate on the Rice Krispie treat. I want to put them in the top left corner. So I'm going to put a dab of chocolate right there. And then add a rose. Voila. Okay guys, our Rice Krispie treats are done. Aside from the little tag I'm going to put on the stick, because this is a mini surprise party, 5 surprise mini surprise. If you all aren't sure, aren't familiar with what that is, I'll stick a picture here for descriptive purposes. But it's the little balls that these kids love. They get a ball and they have all these little mini items in them, like ketchup or a dozen eggs, but they're all miniature size. And my grandbabies absolutely love these things. So this is a mini surprise birthday party, and everything is done, is being done in rose gold. So like I said, that is the Rice Krispie treat, but I'm also gonna put some mini surprise balls and just attach them to the stick, just for that, little added, element to let people know it is a mini surprise party. So, and I will show you what that looks like when we get done. Okay guys, so here are this is what the little 5 surprise mini brand balls look like. And what I've done is just I just printed some copies and laminated them and cut them out. So what I'm gonna do here is, and I do have some white ones as well. This is like, I guess, the first series and the second series. So I think that the gold ones are gonna look better on the Rice Krispie treats. I've kind of held it up, and each one held it up, and I think that the gold one looks better. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. I am just going to lay it down here, and I am going to just dab a little chocolate right on the stick. And then just sit that right on there, okay? And then I'll just give it some time to set. Okay, so our Rice Krispie treats are finished for our 5 surprise mini brands birthday party tomorrow. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload more treats in the future. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time.